Idris snatched the birth certificate off the desk and read it 3 times because he was certain his eyes were lying to him. No name. No first name, no family name, no nickname in brackets the way some cultures did it. Just a number, printed in bold black ink where a human identity should have been. Number 4847. Stamped. Signed. Completely official. He looked at the clerk. "This is a joke." "It is not," she said. "This is a child's birth certificate." "Yes." "And there is no name on it." "There is never a name on it," she said, with the patience of someone who had explained this before and expected to explain it again. "Not here. Not in this village. Not once in 80 years. Idris set the certificate down slowly, the way you set something down when you are afraid of what happens if you drop it. He had come here chasing a ghost of a story. 4 weeks ago, a source had forwarded him a photograph, blurry, badly lit, clearly taken in a hurry, of what appeared to be a wall covered in numbered cards. The message attached said only, "Birth records, no names, real place, I can't say more." The source had gone quiet after that, completely dark, no responses, no read receipts, nothing. Any sensible journalist would have moved on. Idris drove toward it. The village had no presence online worth mentioning, no tourism page, no news coverage, not even a comment section argument. It existed in the way places exist when they have decided the outside world is not owed an explanation. The road in was long and the last stretch was unpaved, and by the time Idris arrived he had rehearsed his opening questions so many times they had stopped sounding like words. The village itself offered him nothing dramatic to react to. It was quiet, lived in, unhurried. Children playing, smoke from a kitchen somewhere, an old man sleeping in a chair outside a shop with the deep commitment of someone who had earned it. Then a woman leaned out of a window 2 houses down and shouted, "2900! Get in here, you've been outside for 2 hours!" A small girl, maybe 7, groaned the way all 7-year-olds groan when called inside, and ran through the door. Idris stood on the road and felt the hairs on his arms rise. He spent the next 3 hours trying to get someone, anyone, to explain it to him. A teenager shrugged and said he'd never thought about it. A shopkeeper said it was just how things were done. A man fixing a motorbike looked at Idris with something close to suspicion and said, "Why does it bother you so much what we call our children?" That stopped Idris, because it was a fair question, and he didn't have a clean answer. By late afternoon, he was sitting on a low wall near the edge of the village, notebook open, nothing useful written in it, when a woman sat down beside him uninvited. "You've been wandering around asking questions all day," she said. "I'm a journalist." "I know what you are," she said. "The question is whether you're ready to actually listen or just ready to write something strange about us and leave." Idris closed the notebook. "I'm listening." She looked at him for a long moment. Then she said, "My name is Zora, and I will tell you one thing tonight. If you come back tomorrow and you still want to understand, really understand, I will tell you the rest." "What's the one thing?" Idris asked. Zora stood up. "That this village has known more grief than you can hold in that notebook." She looked at him steadily. "Come back tomorrow." If that sent a chill down your spine, you're not alone. Hit subscribe right now because this story is about to go somewhere you did not see coming. Idris came back. Zora was already outside when he arrived, 2 cups of tea on the table between 2 chairs, like she had known exactly what time he would show up. He sat down. He did not open his notebook. He had decided overnight that this was not that kind of conversation. 81 years ago, Zora began, wrapping both hands around her cup. This village lost 43 children in a single season. A fever. Fast, merciless, no warning. She didn't look at him while she spoke. She looked at the middle distance the way people do when they're pulling something up from very deep water. 43 children. In 4 months. Idris felt the weight of that number settle over the table. The parents, Zora continued, did not recover the way people recover from ordinary loss. How could they? You do not recover ordinarily from something that is not ordinary. Her voice was steady, but her grip on the cup tightened. There was a woman, my great-grandmother told me about her, who could not go to the market anymore. Not because she was sick, because people kept saying her daughter's name, just casually, the way you say anyone's name. And every single time she heard it, she collapsed, right there, in the street, The name became the grief, Idris said quietly. Zora looked at him. Exactly. You could not separate them. The name and the loss had become one thing. And there was no way to grieve and then move forward because the name was everywhere. In people's mouths, in greetings, in stories. It ambushed her every day. Idris set his cup down. So the village decided to stop using names. The elders met for 3 days. There were arguments. There were people who said it was madness, that you could not strip a child of a name and call it love. Zora paused. But the parents who had survived that season were in that room too. And when one of them stood up and said, "I cannot hear my son's name one more time and survive it," the argument ended. Idris felt something tighten behind his eyes. But the children, he said, don't they feel invisible? Like they're just a number on a document? Zora stood without a word and opened her front door. Come inside. The wall hit him immediately. Floor to ceiling, hundreds of laminated cards in neat rows. Each one had a number, and beside each number a small hand-drawn symbol, a falcon, a crescent, 2 rivers crossing, a closed fist, an open hand. Every child receives a number for the world, Zora said, and a symbol for their family. The number carries the genealogy. It encodes their birth order, their family line, the year they came into the world. The symbol is who they are. She touched one gently. My symbol is the falcon. Everyone who loves me knows that. But on paper, I am a number that grief cannot swallow. Idris stared at the wall for a long time. At 18, Zora added, they choose. Keep the number, take a name, take both. Most keep the number, because by then they know what it cost. Idris turned to her. Does it work? Does the grief get easier? Zora was quiet, then, grief does not get easier. But this way, it does not find you in the breadline and take your legs out from under you. She looked at the wall. That was all anyone needed. Just that. Before Idris left, Zora handed him a small laminated card. On it, a number 0001, and beside it, a symbol, a single open door. The first outsider we have ever recorded, she said simply. Idris walked out into the afternoon holding that card and did not speak for a very long time. He had arrived thinking this village was broken. He was leaving thinking they had done something most of the world was still too afraid to try. They had looked directly at grief and redesigned everything around it so it could never again destroy them quietly, one name at a time. If this story stayed with you, like this video right now, drop a comment telling me what your symbol would be, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. I'll see you in the next one.